Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the latest with Evan Corcoran and the Mar-a-Lago documents case, and in particular, the fairly blockbuster revelation that Corcoran was, I think this is according to Corcoran, waived off from searching the former president's office when they received the subpoena. And as a result, at least the story seems to be, he was misled, told the DOJ folks there's nothing anywhere else, and then when search time came, there were not only other classified documents, some 100 of them, but several in Trump's office themselves. I think there's a lot of focus on that now. What did Trump do with the documents? Okay, so I've suggested we've turned a kind of corner here. And when I see these new revelations, I think about them in terms of how they are shaping up at trial. And this is shaping up to be a very contentious back and forth involving Corcoran and Walt Nauta, Trump's loyal kind of gopher, really. So the subpoena arrives. And Corcoran knows about it. It sounds like other people don't for the most part, but he has to tell Nauta because he has to figure out where are these documents stored. And he's told they're stored in the storage room. And he goes in there and there's all kinds of boxes there, and he's got to sort of figure out what's going on. And that is a whole process. But the fact that he told Nauta means that it's very likely that Nauta told Trump. So we have another really good new article from the Guardian, but missing a tantalizing detail. So Corcoran, after looking at the documents in the storage room, and remember, we have video now that the DOJ has found of boxes moving in and out and back in again, just before this. We're in June 2nd, just before the folks from DOJ come on June 3rd, 2021 to get, or 2022 now, I guess, to get the materials. And this is the accountant, waived off, okay, where else do I have to look? Nah, it's all fine. By whom and who told those persons that stuff, we don't have it in the reports. But presumably Nauta, who has counsel and a very sort of strong criminal defense counsel in Washington, knows and has told or has been forced to tell Jack Smith, it seems to me. So we have, Corcoran, when things first came out, looked to be the bad guy, looked to be like he was the one who had told Christina Bobb, are you following me? This is all going to be the sort of core stuff of obstruction because it's how they disobeyed the subpoena. He tells her, he prepares a subpoena, nothing else here, guys, just move along, and has her sign it, and she prudently adds, according to the information I've been given. So this is the false certification. She signs, but she's going to say, I think Corcoran told me. And now Corcoran, it goes up to his level. He's a lawyer. And remember, he has 50 pages of contemporaneous notes that no one would have thought would ever see the light of day, except the court. A judge said these are part of a crime fraud exception. This is you guys furthering the crime, almost certainly of obstruction. And therefore, the government can have these documents. All right, so he has all this back and forth. We haven't seen the 50 pages. Maybe they're in the 50 pages, but it goes to him, and he is basically saying some combination of Nauta, Trump, we don't know who, aides down there said, yes, go look in the storage room. He does. When the DOJ comes, he gives them some 38 classified documents and tells them that's all there is, but he's already been waived off, most particularly from looking in Trump's office. So that's really both a clean and a pretty sinister obstruction and conspiracy, really. We'll take these documents, we'll stick them here and there. We don't know where the other 100 were put, but a few stay with Trump, and we'll tell the one guy who is shepherding the whole thing that there's, nothing for him to do. So we're going to have testimony shaping up where he gives the, exact names, and maybe they include the former president who told him it's only in the storage room. That was a lie, an important lie, and it may, in fact, be a conspiracy for even another crime, because if Trump, this came up last week, is waving these around to other people, that's a whole espionage act violation, and potentially there's a conspiracy there. So the plot is really thick and getting thicker. But the big point is we have, envision with me, and from Perry Mason or Law and Order, or having seen cases or knowing prosecutors, that the prosecution calls Evan Corcoran, and we have all these notes. They go through everything, and he's waved off. The prosecution calls Walt Nauta, and between the two of them, first, they may be opposed. They may have conflicting accounts, which would be dramatic, important, and interesting, or it may all point to the former president. Walt says, and he's loyal to him. It pains him, but he tells the truth and says, Trump said, don't look anywhere else. That's all fine. Or some aides do. Which aides? John, Jack, and Jane. And you put them up, and it turns out it all goes back to Trump. So the prosecution almost certainly already has traced this phony and kind of misleading information. And that'll be a big part of what happens at trial for the obstruction charges, or so it seems to me. So, just reemphasizing, I'm starting to look at these kinds of revelations through the prism of how they'll be before 12 men and women, good and true, in a DC or possibly Florida courtroom. This is a big one. It's the centerpiece of what happened after the subpoena was delivered, and it involves a loyal aide to Trump and an attorney who probably is no longer and has to protect his license and his liberty anyway, and that's high drama. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.